This is Yerushalmi Peah Daf Nun Gimel, and the article is Vadosh edition. We got down yesterday to the sixth line in the Gemara, Al Kadun, and which is on Chav Tes and the base in the Vilna, the fourth line after the Mishnah. But I want to start from the beginning of the Gemara again because otherwise it's not going to make sense. So let's start from the beginning of the Gemara. Minayin Rashi Shuros. I don't know that Rashi Shuros are not considered to be forgotten. On my being said, "Ksib kitik tzor kitzircha b'sodcha b'shachachta." Masha the kotzah tashachach. Since you haven't harvested yet, it can't be shikha. Akdun Rashi Shuros kama. Okay, that's Rashi Shuros, which are kama. Obviously, they're still standing great. You haven't begun to harvest yet. Sof Shuros, you finished, but they're omarim. Right, and in other words, at the end of having harvested, how we know that by Amorim the same thing applies, that it can be a new shura of Amorim, then it's not considered to be Shikha. So, don't go back to take it now. Kicha is going back on Amorim. You're going Amorim because you don't take Kama, you take Amorim. That's what you take into the field, you take it to the house. From a place where you already came, there, you should not go, Mikomo, it says here, different versions of Mikomo, Mikomcha. So, from the place where you came, there you can't go back. But if you're at the end of a shore, you haven't yet gone to that place, so therefore you can still go to it, and it's not considered to be Shikha. Okay, so, Akadum Rashi Shuos Kamav, Sov Shuos Amorim. I know that the first pasuk is talking about Rashi Shuos. Right. The second part is about Sof Shuros. How do we know to switch them around? Sof Shuros Kama of Rashi Shuros Amarim. How do we know that applies reciprocally? Maybe said no. Rashi Shuros Amarim. Rashi Shuros Kama. Sof Shuros Kama. Sof Shuros Amarim. It's the Pnei Moshe explains that the Kama and Amarim are muka. There's a hekesh between the two. It says Ketzircha b'Sodcha v'Shachachta Omer. So therefore, since Kama and Omer are linked, so therefore we can learn from one to the other, extrapolate from one to the other. Homer Sheginekdo Mochiach. That's the next thing, next issue in the Gemara. So the Kamaraki puts in Tani Homer Sheginekdo Mochiach. I don't think it's necessary, but anyway, Ketzat. How does it work? You had 10 rows of 10 Amorim each. You collected the Amorim from north to south, and you forgot one of them. Lachorov enoshicha. If it's behind him, it's not shicha, which is a meaning here because you didn't actually. You started achas mehem min atzaf l'dorim, but obviously you didn't start beginning of the shura. You left one of them. Well, but it can go from the east to west. So therefore, it's go from east to west. So therefore, it's not shikha, right? As it says here. As long as we can consider the beginning of a perpendicular row, that's okay. But what about now? Okay, now you did Mizrach Marav, but you forgot that one again. So what's the story? Mao, she has a shikha. Does it become shikha at this point? Say no. So once it didn't become shikha the first time, it can't become shikha the second time either. Nishmina me'edo. Let's learn from the following scenario. I think it's a Mishnah. No, it's a Brisa. Nishmina me'edo. Imes Arishon. Bes Hasheni, Bes Hashlishi, V'Shachas Revi. You collected the first, second, and third, forgot the fourth. What now happens? If you want that in the fifth, then the one behind is Reish Shikha, because he skipped over it already, that's Shikha. This is time to learn that you didn't have to collect the fifth one. If you pass forward and enough time has lapsed that he could have taken the fifth one, then already the fourth one is considered to be shikha. He holds that you have to dafka. It says not. It's not a machlokas. He who says you dafka have to take the fifth in order for it to be shikha. Sheisham shishi. When there's a sixth one in the same row. In that case, the fourth one can become part of a new shura if you join together the fifth and the sixth. And therefore, in other words, you had 1, 2, 3, and you can have 4, 5, 6, until you actually took the fifth and forgot the fourth. So that's what you have to take. There was no sixth one, so there's no possibility of making new shura. So therefore, and we're not talking about Mizrach Marav here, we're talking about Otzaf and Durham, because Baal Shura is at least 3. So you can make a second Shura of 3 if you have a sixth one, and then only when you take the fifth one instead of the fourth one, if the fourth one, then it is Shikha. But if there's no sixth one, so the minute you spent enough time that you could have taken the fifth one, so it's already considered to be, the fourth one is already considered to be Shikha. It says more further. If it's before he took the fifth one, look for a near Sarvi lead on Bashura. Okay, but you didn't take the fifth one. The fourth one at that point was right to be part of a new Shura, right? Vata Marshu Shikha. And you say nevertheless it's Shikha. Even though it was saved once, it's not saved forever because you never actually remembered it. So it's possible that it become part of a new shura. So therefore, it didn't become part of a new shura. It's shikha. The konami shikha. Here too, the same thing will apply. If you something which could have been a rosh shura mizrach marav, if you then forget it, it's become shikha again because it's not a case where you actually remembered it. You never remembered it in this case. Okay, so the omer echad gadol. You had one large omer. Imer tzarachitzon. If you and your tzara pnimi. So this is talking about somebody who gathered together a row of omerim, the small bundles, and he forgot one omer, part of one omer, which is double the size of the other omerim there, and he collected the part of that double-sized omer on the side from which he was coming. So as he was going from east to west, he took out the east side of the omer and left the west side. And the other omerim subsequent to that one in the row. So in that case, the second side, the second side, the pnimi, which is in this case the other side, is considered to be part of the new shura, which continues on from there to the end of the row, to the rest of the row. But what if you did the inner side? Maushi don kashura. Can I say it's like a shura as well? So this is talking about a case you took first the opposite side of the omer, right? So if the side which you skipped over can now become shikha, or does become shikha, and if you're going to say that no, it can still be nidon as part of the shura, which will go from the which will continue on from there on, even though it's the wrong side. Imer tzara elyon b'tzara tachton. Okay, so let's see, before we go on to this, I want to get the pnimi and chitzon straight here. So the imer tzara chitzon means the one which is closest to you, even though it seems that should be pnimi. Nevertheless, it's called the chitzon. I don't know exactly why. I guess it's chitzon versus where you're standing now. Okay, and pnimi is the other side, which is internal, meaning it's away from your standing. So it's counterintuitive, but that's the way how I would describe it. But that's what it means. Now, so that's okay. So that's we don't resolve that, and then we go on to Imer Tzara Elyon. So again, you have a big omer, right? And one part is on the ground, and another part is up high. And he says I like it's on a stone or on a mount. So if you were you're ma'amad at tzara elyon only, you left tzara tachton, right? So nidam b'shura. Then the bottom part, imet tzara elyon, tzara tachton, nidam b'shura. The imet tzara elyon. I don't know why it says bitzad. To be honest with you, just say tzad tachton, but okay, it's the same meaning. Imet tzad elyon, tzad tachton. I'm sure this the bottom part is considered part of the next section of the row. Imet tachton, bitzad elyon, ma'osh yidun kshura. But what if you did take the bottom part and left the top part? Could that be considered part of the shura, the next shura, or not? And the Gemara doesn't resolve these questions. Leaves them difficult. Rav Kanochas L'Taman. Rav, when he went down to Bavel, Amar Ana who Ben Azai Dacha. I'm like I'm the Ben Azai Bavel. Ben Azai used to go around in the Shukei Tveria, and he goes to answer any questions which are asked him. I'm going to do the same thing here too. Asachad Sav Shalei. So certain other came and asked him a question. You have two people who were killed, two casualties he found in the field, and we need to bring Egla Rufa, right? So the you have two dead people, one on top of the other. Do we do Egla Rufa? So the Rav Shem Orphan. He said, yeah, we do. Amalei, the Zakin said, ain't orphan, we don't do. Amalei Loma said, why? The bottom line is because Talmud. We don't do Egla Rufa when we find something buried. The body is buried already. It's underneath something. And even though it's mean b'mino, nevertheless considered to be Talmud. That's a chiddush. And this is learned out from Ba'adama. He found it on the ground. Ba'adama means on the ground, not Talmud. And the top one is does be a rule mishum tzaf. And again, even though it's min b'mino, nevertheless it's chotzetz, and tzaf is learned out from b'sadcha v'lo tzaf. These are both drushes on the Gemara inside the daf and down on base. Katzali kahacha. When Rav came back there, it's Yisrael. Rabbi came to Rabbi Yonasi. I'm like Yosam Alacha. He said good, but not for the sake of those reasons. In other words, perhaps me know it's not chaytzitz, but kimatzei v'lo kimatzu. There's a different xeris says that you have only for one you must say, not for two, not for kimatzu, and that's well into Nun Dalet.